In this demonstration, we will show you how to complete and submit a scholar record in the PIMS. First, log into the PIMS and then click on your grant number under the Grant Management header in the left navigation menu. You'll see a submitted table listing all the scholars who have submitted records, and below that is a pending table, which lists scholars with pending payback agreements or pending scholar records. You can change the way these tables are sorted by clicking on the caret next to one of the headers and then select Save View. And you can change this as many times as you like. When you're ready to edit a scholar record, click on that scholar's name. At the top of the page, you'll see instructions for how to complete the scholar record. You'll also see the scholar's service obligation status and program completion status. The first section of the scholar record is Notes. This is for internal use only. Use this space to leave reminders or notes for other grantee users at your university. Scholars will not be able to see this information, but administrators will have access to it. Below that are the agreements, where you could view and download the scholar's payback agreements and exit certifications once signed. The next two sections, identifying information and contact information, are pre-filled from the payback agreement. You can update the information on the scholar's behalf, but changing any sensitive fields, such as the scholar's social security number, will void any existing agreements. Section C is demographic information. Respond to each question. Then you'll need to upload the scholar's certification of eligibility of federal assistance, and the scholar's proof of U.S. citizenship or legal permanent resident status. If you need to download a blank certification of eligibility form, you can do so in question 5. You can also click on the information pop-up to see the file requirements for each upload. If either document is missing, you can check the box to indicate that you don't have the item to upload, and then instead upload an explanation as to why that information is missing. Section D is training information. Update this section at least once a year while the scholar is enrolled and receiving funding. The biggest change from the legacy system is to the budget periods in question 4. The enrollment and funding questions have been consolidated, and the question about a scholar's employment during this time has been removed. Each budget period is pre-filled based on your grant start and end dates. To complete this section, select the first period your scholar was enrolled and receiving funding, indicate whether they were full-time or part-time, and enter a funding amount. You can check the information pop-up for what to include in this funding amount. Next, you'll need to upload financial documentation to support this information. Documentation can vary by scholar and university as long as it shows the scholar received RSA funding through your training program. You can upload the same document to multiple budget periods if it covers each period. Continue updating each budget period while your scholar is enrolled and receiving funding. You will not be able to update any future budget periods. If the scholar is still enrolled but not receiving funding, you can select Not Receiving Funding during this budget period. This disables the requirement to enter a funding amount and upload documentation fields. However, if you indicate the scholar is enrolled full-time or part-time, or you enter a funding amount, or you upload documentation for any budget period, you must respond to all 3 questions. The system will flag any that are incomplete. One last thing, you're not required to upload documentation for the current budget period since we know funding amounts can change throughout the year, but you'll need to do so before exiting the Scholar. Section E is where you indicate the Scholar's program completion status. While Scholars are enrolled and funded, update the accumulated academic years in question 2 each year. If the Scholar is still enrolled but no longer receiving RLTT funding, provide an explanation and their anticipated graduation date. When you're ready to exit the Scholar, select one of the exited statuses. The full exit process will be covered in another video. If you need more time to complete the Scholar record, you can select Save for Later. You will not be able to submit the Scholar record until all required fields have been filled out. When you're done making updates, click Submit Record, and then I verify to confirm the information is correct.